What's going on, people? Welcome to United View. Welcome to your morning show. Apologies. You know who it is. And he's not even in the country, but he rang me with loads of stuff to have to sort out.
You know, time zones. I think that's the thing, isn't it?
Exactly.
Time zones. There was confusion. There was chaos, panic, disorder.
Yeah.
It's a usual morning here at UV.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is. And we're referring to what KG.
100%.
Get that out there. Yeah,
do we even need to say it?
Yeah, because if you're going to throw someone under the bus, you have to do it properly and you have to do it deliberately. KG, it's all your fault.
When he sees this as well, they're going to clip it. So, right. They're still doing this to you, know.
Yeah, but you know what he says, right? Because, look, hands up, it wasn't KG's fault this morning,
no.
Okay? But
it was actually traffic.
When he says, oh, yeah, but I'm never late, he is. He is late.
He is. Like, in general, yeah. That's how he got the thing for being late.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was actually here on time, actually.
You were?
I actually was.
You were.
It took me like nearly 2 hours to get here because of traffic, but I actually was here in the set.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's Josh. He's a disgrace. He's a cheat.
Yeah.
But listen,
this is a giant blame game.
Everyone, I mean, there was stuff you were doing, and I saw you, not ready. And
30 seconds ago, there was something I realised I hadn't done, even though I've been sat here for like 25, 30 minutes, and I do it every morning.
Yeah. So don't worry, we'll get the volume sorted for you guys as well. Smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Remember, you can vote for us in the Football Content Awards. We have got a lot to talk about though, and throughout the show, I'll remind you of those things about subscribing to the channel and making sure you vote for us at the Football Content Awards. Yeah. But striker headache, Rashford, Martial, Ronaldo. I feel like headache is the right word in this, and not like crisis or dilemma. Well, a dilemma would be another word actually, because it's like if all of them are fit, he's got a decision to make. Like, do you bring Martial back in out the cold, which doesn't look like that's even going to be a thing.
Yeah,
Rashford's literally been out since Arsenal. So if he is fit, which again we've seen no pictures of him as of yet, with what's going to happen, would you put him in? And then if Ronaldo's fit, which since he's come back from international break, or since they've got back, we haven't seen them. But then have we seen? No, we saw Dalot and Anthony, didn't we?
Yeah, we didn't.
We didn't see Bruno.
This is what's
it's
crazy.
Weird.
This is what's crazy about like being a United fan at the moment. We wait for people mock those training pictures, don't they? They go, "Oh, training pictures, whatever." But we live and die by them.
Well,
they come out
after international break. We do. In the normal thing, we're like, stop taking pictures, winning the five-a-side game. But when it's like after international, it's like, who's back?
Yeah, it's like
where
a
are
game
they?
of Guess Who. You're going right, sin him, and then you see like 3 strikers left: Ronaldo, Rashford, Martial. They're still left up, and it leads one to question because even if, say, Ronaldo is available for the weekend, and it must be stressed, we haven't heard anything that he won't be right now.
Yep.
But even if he is, you could argue even that's a little bit of a headache.
Yeah.
What's he going to play? What's Ten Hag going to play? Is he going to play Ronaldo up front, or could this be the ultimate? I don't want to say diss.
No, it is.
But the ultimate.
It is though.
The ultimate diss, whereby you've got one striker in the squad, and you're not even playing it.
That happened against Liverpool.
But technically, you didn't have a striker.
On the bench.
You had, Rashford.
Yeah, but no,
he didn't. He's merged into becoming a striker at this point.
Where did Rashford start against Liverpool? Up front.
Up front.
Oh yeah, and it was Elanga and Sancho. Yeah, but then it was a diss because as soon as you had somebody to bring on who's not even that fit yet, because he's just come back from injury, you brought on Martial.
Yeah.
I know everyone said it's because he had a pre-season and all that, but
a bigger diss
he literally
than
played 90 minutes against Brentford. Like, he was fit. Ronaldo's fit.
The bigger diss than's Arsenal, because Martial wasn't available for that one.
Oh yeah, Rashford was up front again, isn't it?
And this is what I mean.
Yeah, so this has been dissing.
This is the ultimate one, because you haven't even got the person who's kind of been playing striker recently. He's not available, and you still might not play Ronaldo. I wouldn't be shocked
if he doesn't do it. If he doesn't play him.
Yeah, because I think
he's got to play Ronaldo, innit? He's got to play Ronaldo. He doesn't have to though, actually. He's proved already he doesn't have to do shit. That's the thing with Eric.
He doesn't have to do anything.
He's proved. Yeah, I don't care what you think I have to do. I'm not saying like he should be playing Ronaldo, because I understand that. We've all seen it. We've all seen what's been going on with team selections and Ten Hag not caring. And actually, on the face of it, we've seen what he's trying to achieve, especially, and this is the biggest thing, especially in this type of game. Liverpool, Arsenal, it's going to be City. The counter-attack is going to be our biggest weapon. And we need mobility for that. We need willing runners in behind. we don't. It's not so much as a focal point up front. It's somebody who's willing to run in behind. Now, you could counter that and say, so why was Eriksen playing there at some points then? Like what, so I get it, because if we see a false 9 of Bruno there instead to accommodate, and he really doesn't want to play Ronaldo, we see Bruno there, or like Jadon Sancho or Eriksen again, which I don't think will happen, but I'm just throwing things out there. Then you could say, well, they're not going to run in behind, and you still don't want to play Ronaldo. So I still, there's something in me that says if he has pace around Ronaldo, then he might do it. But if Martial's not fit and Rashford's not fit, then I'm like, well, what does he do? Does he go Jadon Sancho false 9 and go Elanga and go Anthony? Does he put Elanga just up front and say just run in behind? I don't know. Or does he go, you know what, my hands are a bit tied here, midfield is quite settled, I can't move Eriksen and be doing that false 9 shit?
I don't think he would.
No, I don't think he'd do that.
I don't think he'd move Bruno.
Exactly. Well. So I think he might. Now we're further on in our evolution. I think he might just play Ronaldo.
I don't think he will. I think that he would think, just we need pure mobility, and I wouldn't be shocked if it was Sancho as the false 9, Elanga on the left, Anthony on the right.
Because Elanga will run, Anthony will work hard and run, but we don't know whether it's in behind. But he will run.
Look, it's wild to
Sancho
think,
in the 9.
It's wild to think, isn't it? That and maybe when you say that, but that could be a front three where these aren't hard and fast positions. They're swapping throughout the entirety of the game. That front three is very fluid, and at points it's Anthony as a false 9, and at points it's Anthony Elanga as a false 9, and Sancho goes out to the left, like possibly stuff like that.
That's real City-ish. That's really fluent. That's really like a head and that's really like a lot of moving parts, and it's nice. That is. I don't know if we're there yet.
Do you think that we can play proper counter-attacking football with Ronaldo for 90 minutes? That's the key there, because whenever you bring this up and you say, oh, we can't really play that counter-attack, fast-paced style with Ronaldo, people go, yeah, he can do counter-attacks, but can they do a sustained counter-attack kind of play for 90 minutes with Ronaldo up front? Is that possible?
Anything's possible.
You've seen it for 30 minutes. When he came on against Arsenal, and we did play counter-attack football that day, he stretched Arsenal in a different way, and they kind of struggled to handle him. But that was for 30 minutes, not for 90. That would possibly be the difference there. So, I mean, that's why it's a headache.
This is why it actually literally is a headache.
I would say we do need to probably have a conversation about Anthony Martial as well, because we were chatting on the phone before when you were coming up here today, and let's face it, if Anthony Martial is available for Sunday, I'd be really surprised.
I don't think there's a chance.
I don't think there's a chance. No, I don't think he's close.
No, we usually, when a player of high profile in the squad, like one of the main players, I'm not being rude, but one of the top players, there's stuff in the media, there's leaks, there's someone's expected to be fit, someone's expected back in training. There's something. Now listen, we're under a new manager now, so maybe I want to say the leaks have stopped, but then you look at the Maguire thing. I wouldn't say the leaks have stopped, but maybe things in terms of how players are reported back, because it's been a little bit. It maybe Ten Hag's gone. It wouldn't surprise, and this is me just throwing out a theory, because we ain't seen Bruno, but we've seen Dalot. He was in the same squad. Like we ain't seen Ronaldo. He was in the same squad. Maybe he's gone. Don't release pictures of it. Like I don't want all the pictures out there. Put a couple out. Otherwise, it's going to be all about this.
Do you reckon he's that much devil in the detail?
I
mean, we've heard
I wouldn't put it past him.
Do you reckon, like, to the point of they're going, look, boss, we're going to put these pictures out, and he goes, him, put them out?
Owen, I'm going to say yes. I know a guy,
really?
Dave, big up my guy, David, yeah. He used to work at Ajax on the social media side. He's now at PSG doing amazing things, really hands-on with the players, really up close, travels with the players on all the flights, pre-season, everything. He's always there. And he did the same at Ajax. And we were supposed to do some content. Now it never happened. I can kind of talk about it. We were supposed to do some content on here when we were first getting Erik Ten Hag, because I really wanted to get an insight into him from that perspective. And he said that there was this time where basically they all wear the tracksuits, obviously, like you do. He's in the canteen, so that's how close he's in. He's in the canteen with the players. He sit with them and that, because he's like the content social media guy. And Eric, someone came to him and said, David, we need to have a word. And they said, Eric's not happy. He said, what do you mean Eric's not happy? first of all, he said, "Who's this guy that he thinks is a player? He's in tracksuit. Who's this?" And the socks as well. You know, you wearing. Basically, he wasn't happy with him wearing the team wear. Yeah. But then he said another thing. He goes, and also it wasn't his socks, but he said one of the players got pulled up because they wasn't wearing like literally the team sock, like the Adidas sock or whatever it was. And he goes, and I was laughing. He goes, "No, Flex, don't." This guy is so meticulous, you wouldn't believe. So I just have that in my head. So I'm just like,
that could be. I mean, that's one story, but that could be a situation whereby he's sitting there eating his lunch or whatever, and he sees a guy. Who's that? And can you imagine?
They were like, "That's again, Smithers, like Mr. Burns. Who's this? Who's this? That's David, sir."
Do you reckon he starts chewing even slower as he walk past? He's chewing like that.
What does he do? Bearing in mind, he's probably done about five interviews with him already, for club media. Who's he? "Oh, you was with him yesterday, sir." Why is he wearing a kit?
Or do you think it might have been a sort of Ten Hag sarcasm? Who's this guy?
Yeah, and
who's this guy?
Exactly. So I just feel like, back to what we were saying, I wouldn't put it past him. But look, I'm throwing out theories. But it is weird though how like those would be like the main players, like Varane's been pictured, Anthony's back, Dalot's doing all this, but we didn't see it. Is it just something innocuous where it's just like, you know what, they just didn't put all of them out because they just didn't? Yeah. Or the reason why we haven't seen Martial, the reason why we haven't seen Rashford, the reason why we haven't seen Ronaldo, and I'm not going to say Ronaldo and Bruno because there's nothing to suggest that Bruno's injured, but we ain't seen him. So I think today will be telling, actually. Yeah. Because today's when it really is like they're back now. People who got back late the day before, like I think you said to me earlier that some people have been training by themselves. Yeah. Or there's like a little bit of a scattergun because Casemiro hasn't been pictured. No, he was in the same, and Fred.
I was really surprised at the picture of Anthony yesterday. Actually, it must be said. I thought that was quick. That was a quick turnaround. So maybe there is a bit of a staggered nature to the returns for a couple of them, right? Maybe it is a case of some of them are, they're going to be. They were indoors yesterday as opposed to being outdoors. So they came back with. Not a knock, but they came back a little bit tireder than others, and they went, actually, maybe you need to do a different session today. I don't know. Maybe it was always the plan, right? Maybe he's that meticulous that he said, "Oh, you come back on this day, you're going to be here, you're going to be doing that." I don't know. But Martial, to that initial point, I'd be stunned.
Are you worried about this? This would actually be 2 months now, would it be?
When did we play Liverpool?
Well, Arsenal, obviously, he didn't play, was basically nearly 30 days ago. Yeah. So that's a week. Sorry, that's a month. And then Liverpool he came on against, and that was the third game of the season. So that would have been like...
I think it was like mid-August.
Yeah, mid-August.
Like I said this at the time. Once you start saying, "Oh, he's got a bit of a tight Achilles," you go, that can go wrong. That can be bad. And you do see with Ten Hag, he doesn't give a lot of way when it comes to injuries because he was the same with Rashford, wasn't he? When he said, "Oh, I hope he'll be back for the next game." But he said that about Martial. "I hope he'll be back for the next game." Next game? that was a long time ago, you know what I mean?
You're a disgrace, you're a cheat. Look, you can see it there, look, the thing's just moving, the mannequin, they're like, what's going on with it? You're a disgrace, you're a cheat. Just make yourself visible, just let them know that you're there, trying to make it aesthetically pleasing, crawling along the floor. This is what Josh does behind the scenes, by the way. And there's no one there to switch the camera back to see what's actually going on. It's still on Owen. So if you're thinking what's going on, it's just being a disgrace and a cheat, but working hard behind the scenes as usual.
I don't know he did that to not be seen. And he could have...
If you never said anything,
I know, but I actually wanted them to know. It's
we'd
funny.
Have been... That we have to explain how suddenly
he's thrown Roy Keane at me.
The studio's become possessed. That thing's moving around in the background. We've got poltergeist settings going on.
Exactly. Well, Josh is saying like, no one would have known, but literally, the whole thing just went.
The studio shook.
And you know what else I like? I like those natural things of like, this is what the United view is. Like, we're not perfect, we're not polished. We're on our way to being like amazing. I want us to be the best Man United channel in the world. But there are going to be things along the way that you see the journey, and you can get behind it.
Like the sun, when you're here at the desk, and sometimes you see Josh crawling on all fours.
Loads of times he does that. We don't actually say.
No, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I thought this time, you know what, Josh, you're not going to.
You ever see the eye drift when sometimes something off camera?
I can't remember what I was talking about. Martial.
Yeah. Achilles injuries. When they say a tight Achilles, you don't want to rush them back because the moment that ruptures or tears, that's your season pretty much done. And you don't obviously that going to happen. But I'd be stunned if he was back. Rashford, the only thing.
So this is the worst Roy Keane I've ever seen.
He rocked the goatee for a little bit.
Yeah,
but
it just doesn't look like him. Sorry, can I just get a close up on this? Sorry, I'm really sorry. Wait, Josh.
He threw that at you as well.
He threw it at me as well. He threw Keano, but that is the worst Roy Keane. Beckham is the worst actually on there. But sorry, you know these little.
I would go and pick up, but they've all been knocked down.
They've all been knocked down. You disgrace, Richie. That's Gary Pallister at the front. Look. That looks like Pallister.
Apart from who? Megamind. Look how big his head is. I mean, look how big it's like. Look at what they've done with his hair.
We are so off topic. It's
Look
crazy.
at
It just
his
doesn't.
hair.
Yeah, it's mad. It's bad. Oh mate, sorry. You were saying. I just thought, yeah.
Gary
We'll leave him in
there.
shit.
Rashford.
Yes.
The only thing we've seen from him is he was doing some box jumps in the gym, and you would say, "Well, tight hamstring, that looks positive." But that was,
yeah, he was doing that, wasn't he?
but
Did
we
he?
haven't seen anything else since. So
No.
he might be one that's touch and go. And let's face it, if he's ready to go as he's ready to start, then he's going to play.
He'll play him, and then if he has to take him off, then Ronaldo can come on or something. But he'll
But-
start him on definitely.
If it's 50, even if it's 50-50, I don't think he'll start him. There's too many games in October to risk it.
Yeah.
I know it's City,
Yeah,
and I know
yeah.
it's the derby, but
They put him on the bench,
the logical
maybe.
mindset would be, why would we risk that and not have him then for the entire month of October?
What are you
when we
saying
need
then?
so
Just
many games?
not in a team? Or
No, I'm saying like if it's a case of he's like, he's not ready to start, or it's a bit of a risk. I think he'd have him on the bench, and then maybe wouldn't even bring him on because he would be like, well, you don't want to. It's risk versus reward. Yes, he might be able to win you that game, but we've just got so many games in October.
Yeah, we do.
You just can't risk him being out for any longer, can you? Especially if we don't know what's going on with Martial too.
Yeah, and already like don't want to think too far ahead. And again, the likes of Sharif and Omania, like I'm not being disrespectful, but you expect us to be able to go to these places and have a performance like Sharif.
Yeah.
Comfortable. Be interesting to see how Ten Hag does that as well, because it is 1 win and 1 loss. It's
still
and
needs
it's
to-
an
yeah,
away
still
game. Like
can't
it's
afford
still
to
like
slip up, yeah.
and I think actually I could be completely wrong. I don't know actually. Are Omania a harder test than Sharif? I don't know, but
They haven't done them very well.
yeah, okay, fair enough.
Sheriff beat them, or Sheriff beat them.
Yeah,
sorry.
and to be fair, Sheriff, what are you saying about the Real Madrid thing? But anyway,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that it's still a bit of an unknown entity. You got to be on your guard, and you can't afford another more mishaps. So yeah, I feel like there's so much to manage in a short space of time, which we know this is going to be a really interesting time. We're going to learn a lot about this Man United. We won't be defined by it because it's still early in Ten Hag's reign. So anything that kind of happens in this period, especially if it's negative or bad results or bad performances, we've always got that to fall back on, that he's learning, this squad's trying to turn a corner, etc., etc. So I'm not worried about that. You know, we can lose against City, and we shouldn't be, too downbeat if we do lose. I think just on the City game, I think in this thing where there's a new manager, right? There's like processes that happen. So there's like, how are you against the big six? Like you need them statement wins that go a long way. But actually, then to be title challengers or to go in the right way, you also need to dispatch of most teams. You need to be dispatching of those Southamptons aways and the Leicesters, and when Brighton come to your place, or you go to Brighton, and Palace away, and those are the games that if you're saying that Manchester United are starting to get back to something that we can get behind, these are the games that we should be winning it by merit, not just rocking up and winning. But I'm saying we need to win them games, and I think it's really interesting that we've got to find a place where emotively we want to judge how good or bad we're doing and what not progress we're making. But it's actually really hard to do that because you can get isolated moments. Under Ollie, we beat City away a couple of times and was like, this is it. This is brilliant. We did it with Dan James, Lingard, and Martial.
That really bad United in like 2019.
Yeah.
I think it's that kit in that kit.
Yeah, that kit there. Yeah,
at
we
the
did it.
Etihad with like I said, there's a picture of like Maguire, Dan James,
Matic,
celebrating at the Etihad. It's like,
bro,
what?
and you know what? In them games, we had their number. We had a system that worked for them games. Did that mean that we were progressing well as a team? And that's what I mean about this game coming up. It is a big test for Ten Hag, but actually in the overall. Like if you said you're going to lose against City and get undone, but then you're going to go back to winning like five in a row against the other teams, you take that. Yeah. Because it isn't defined of how we play against City right now, where City are absolutely polished. I'd rather define us over a consistency basis. Of course, when you play these games, it gives us momentum. Because on the other hand, it's like, it's something to fall back on when other things go bad. So if you lose against Palace away, you go, I know something's in there. We went to the Etihad and won. We beat Liverpool. We beat Arsenal. There's something there. Do you know what I mean? It gives you that statement. So it's about balancing them things.
That's what we've been like, though, for the last however many years, where you say, like, oh, somehow we got a result against City, but we can't beat, you know, when there is a team that doesn't sort of come on to us and we've got to actually attack them, we can't break them down. And to be fair, that's kind of been somewhat similar already this season, isn't it? Is those games against like Leicester or Southamptons, they've been a bit difficult for us because we actually have to attack them. Games against like Liverpool and Arsenal, we've played our best football because we were playing counter-attacking stuff. We always go back to it. But
exactly.
Look,
so really, what does it mean? That's what I mean about this City game. I know the conversation's gone a little bit thing, but this is what it's about.
Yeah.
What my question is where do we take the assessment points from? Like what? Because I think you do need to take certain bits of it. Because if we win against City, doesn't mean we're back. Doesn't mean we're the best. It means that we're continuing to build. But if you drew against City, what would it mean? If you lose against City, well, what does it mean?
If we beat City, you would say we have played 3 of the top 6 already this season.
Yeah.
2 at home, 1 away, and we've won all 3 games.
Yep. Which would be huge.
That's a bit of a statement to make, isn't it? Considering how terrible we were in the first 2 games.
Yeah.
You know, you would put that run of games so far against the other clubs in the top 6 and go, that's not bad.
Yeah.
How many other top 6 sides have played 3 of the top 6 already?
And then, like you said, and if they have played at least 1 or 2 of them, have they won?
Yeah, exactly. That'd be proper.
I think it would be huge to beat. And this is not being disrespectful to Arsenal, but actually, it was a big win against Arsenal. It's a huge win. Yeah. I know KG does the thing of it's just Arsenal. Listen, they were 5-5.
Yeah.
Top of the league. Obviously, they're still top of the league now, but you know, we're the only team to have beaten them. The most informed team in the league. That's why
it doesn't look like they're going to drop off massively.
Exactly,
season,
they're doing their thing.
I'm not going to say they're going to win the league, but it looks like they're going to be top 4. Not comfortable, but they're going to be in that conversation.
Easily,
they're not.
Easily.
They're better than the Arsenal they were last
right?
season.
So you got that, and then you say, right, the Liverpool game, that's off the back of a horrendous loss.
Yeah.
Nobody gave us, even Liverpool weren't even firing themselves, and we managed to beat them. But okay, cool. But then you say City's like, there's no like caveats or like, it's City away. Haaland's doing the damn thing. Like, he's scoring against anyone.
They haven't lost this
season. They haven't lost this season. They've got a couple of draws, which is why they're, a couple of points behind Arsenal.
Yeah.
And it's away. You know, this arguably is the toughest game.
Yeah.
Of the season, away at City.
Yeah.
Obviously, it can go, like, it's a derby, so form goes out the window. So there's like a bit of a different edge to it when we play City versus when other teams rock up there. But look at Tottenham. They've had City's number for a few years now. Home and away. They'd give them a good game or beat them. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like it's a really big test, but we should remember that we shouldn't let it define. We shouldn't get carried away with it either way.
No, I agree. Do you know
what I
either
mean?
way. But you don't want to already make excuses for losing or not playing well.
No, but we'll call that out. We're in the 90 minutes. That's what we'll always do that.
Yeah.
If when we look at the 90 minutes, we'll look at what went well, what went wrong, why we lost the game. Oh, we were doing really well. We were chasing them. We got naive, and then we conceded 2 on can't give the ball in that space. Oh, look, McTominay didn't get out to him quick enough, or whatever it is. Varane, that was sloppy. Couldn't believe that.
Yeah. Would you ever say that?
I would. I said, do you know when the last time I did say it? Was against Newcastle away, because I remember he went running out with the ball or something and he just got dispossessed. Then it was all running back towards
that game. I think I did the match for you for it.
I don't know how we got a draw out of it, because Cavani came on, didn't he? He scored,
It was awful. Terrible.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. David D says, Flex, stop thinking we're going to lose. I'm not even thinking that. I'm not, because I was talking about, well, if we win, what does it mean? Like, if we draw, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, whatever happens, I'm saying we dissect the 90 minutes and then we keep it moving. We're doing game by game.
I said it's the most positive I've been this season going into one of those big matches.
Yeah.
And maybe that means we're going to lose.
To be honest. I'm not, I got the jinx thing, so I'm not saying, I'm feeling really confident about this and la da 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 da. I'm not doing that. My thing is that, I feel like we're building momentum, and like you said, if there's a game what we could, do something in it, it would be this. So yes, peeps, smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're new, remember to vote for us in the Football Content Awards. It's linked, pinned to the chat in the blue bar. You can do that. You can do it on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. I think even their website on Football Content Awards as well. But all the links are there for you to do as you need to do. And remember, you can join the United View Members Club as well. Link is in the video description below. And smash a like on the video, actually. Where are we at just before we come out? I don't think we're doing very well.
Nearly 1,000 watching and only 138 likes.
Right, so just over 10%.
You know, if you can't smash a like for Josh crawling on the floor,
yes,
then
exactly.
I don't know what you can do.
Exactly. And the Real Game of Death says...
what a name that is.
I know, right?
The Real Game of Death.
Jeez. That's strong.
Yeah.
But the Real Game of Death says it's great to see Ronaldo in a Manchester United jersey for another season. It's going to be greatness for him and Manchester United, the Red Devils. You think he's going to achieve something great this season then? Maybe. Fair enough. Happy that he's still here. Diogo Dalot.
Yes, this comes from Samuel Luckhurst of the Manchester Evening News.
Yes.
Now, we know that Dalot's contract is set to expire at the end of the season. He does have an option for an extra year, though. We'll touch on that in a second. But Samuel Luckhurst is saying that Diogo Dalot is hopeful of receiving a new contract offer from Manchester United amid ongoing interest. Get these clubs: Barcelona, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, AC Milan, and Roma, Jose's Roma, all monitoring.
They all seem like quite... that's like a level that, I mean, the Barca one's obviously really interesting. But they all seem like clubs that Dalot could go to them.
Exactly. Yeah. He continues saying that Manchester United are expected to trigger the 1-year extension in Diogo Dalot's contract before the end of the January transfer window. And I would hope it's before the start of the January transfer window, not the end, because he'll be able to receive offers in January if they don't do it before that. They're going to trigger the extension. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. But do you think he's deserved a new deal, a raise in pay?
Like an actual
Would you give him? Would you give him one right now?
I wouldn't be.
If there was one tomorrow saying Diogo Dalot signed a new 5-year contract at Manchester United, what would the reaction be? Go.
I would be. I can see why he's got it because he's showing promise under a new manager. My only thing is that. And this is not being rude to Dalot. It's kind of being at where we're at as fans of what we've seen before about pulling that trigger too early.
Still more to prove.
Yeah, like he's obviously last season we can't judge because he was terrible. There was a period actually where he was good because he won that spot when Rangnick came in, didn't he? Really?
Yeah,
he was okay for remember because under Rangnick in the first few games we were like, oh, Gagan, oh yeah, 4-2-2, oh yeah, it's going to be amazing.
KJ had to eat some humble pie.
Yeah, and he was all right, and then obviously we know what happened. So I suppose it's kind of an unfair judge. This is the first time we've seen him be the out-and-out number one, where he knows he's number one, and he is working extremely hard. You can really see it. He's doing the right things. He's saying the right things. He's playing in the right way. Even if the team doesn't win, he's still contributing to the games. And you can really see that those comments that Jose made that are circulating now of when he said, there could be a right back there for the next 10 years. Gary Neville will be looking at this saying, "Oh, there's a right back for the next 10 years," and that was 5 years ago. He said that, or 4 years ago. Do you know what I mean? So, which is crazy. And everyone's saying, "Look, you all laughed at Jose." See, but to answer your question, I think because we can just trigger the extension, I would get to the summer because what that would do is let him have a whole season of being this Dalot that we like, this Dalot that excites us. It would also allow us to get to the end of the season, and Wan-Bissaka will probably move on, and you bring in another guy and push Dalot even further. He might even be better than Dalot. He might be the next protege. He might be amazing. The next right back we sign, and we might go, bloody hell, look at this guy. Yeah. So, I don't mind him staying because I would give it to him. I would give it to him. Because while I'm making my point, I've realised,
and maybe we're on the same
because even if he's
here,
back up, I still think that's good.
My same wavelength here was, and maybe we're thinking similarly here, is that even if you triggered it for a year, what if, even so, he's still got just then a year left on his deal, and then maybe Barcelona does go, hey, we're really interested. Then the power's in Dalot's hands, Yeah.
I know, I would. Someone said it there.
Tomorrow? You give him one tomorrow?
Someone said it there. Depends. Like Wayne says a 3-year, not 5. Yeah. I think because...
Would he take a 3-year? His agent's asking for 5.
Or maybe 4 with an option.
4 with an option.
Or maybe 3 with an option he might ask for. A 4-year deal's good. I think Dalot takes that.
Do United give out 3-year contracts to people his age?
Yeah, you'd want to get at least 4.
They give sort of 2 or 3 out to people like 30 plus.
And even 4 though, again, do you know what? I'm gonna stick my neck out
here.
They
give what, a 4-year deal to Casemiro?
Yeah.
He's
Would
31.
he get 3 year extension? I would give him it
tomorrow.
Yeah, I would because and the reason why is not because I'm saying what Jose's saying that he's going to be the number one for 10 years. Amazing. I know this kid's going to just because he's getting there, and we still need to see that. But even if he lost his place and it wasn't someone else came in and was better, if you're telling me we're going to get someone better than Dalot and Dalot can be back up, I'm happy. I think that's all right. I don't think with Dalot there's that thing of like, again, don't put him on the massive wages, but he's on massive wages, long deal. Who's going to want him? He's rubbish. I don't get that vibe with him. And like I said, if he's going to be on a rotational thing because someone came in and was outshining him, that's not a bad option.
You've still
to
got
have.
Dalot.
You've still got Dalot.
Yeah.
We've seen that Dalot is an asset and Dalot is good.
And he's a long-term asset.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
What is he, 24 now?
Yeah, he's still really young.
You forget that because he feels like he's been here for ages.
Yeah, I with you, I'd give him the contract tomorrow. I would. I understand the hesitancy of being like, oh, it's only been 6 or 7 games this season. It's the first time we've really seen a real string of games where you go, he's really good.
Yeah. He's 23, someone
he's
said.
Still got
a
long way to go in terms of, I think, the other top right backs in the league. But
of course,
we are starting to see echoes of maybe what he can be going forward. And to your point, you'd lock him down now and still say, well, that recruitment, that search for another right back, still going to be ongoing.
He's
because
23.
If you do get someone else in who's just as good or maybe a little bit less good than him, that's still competition. If they surpass him, you still got Dalot there, who's a good right back. And that's just another thing then we don't have to focus on.
Exactly.
Heading into the
summer. He looks way older than that, as well, younger than that. No, sorry, older than that. He looks older than what he is.
Do you reckon?
I think. Yeah, I don't think he looks like 20. I think he's always looked like this. So he's been here 4 years?
2018, I think. So yeah. 4 years. I think we said this before. He speaks really well.
I love talking to him. He's wicked.
He speaks really, really well. And all of the press conferences he's done, he's got a very mature head on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And he feels like a bit of a link between lots of players in the squad. But he can speak like 3 or 4 languages as well. Yeah. Which, again, when we're talking about a back four that's speaking in different languages and players in front of him that speak in different languages, very important. So, I'd give him the new contract tomorrow.
Yeah,
Why
and
not?
especially, remember when we were talking about... it's a couple of shows, I think it was last week, and you were saying, well, where is Dalot now then in the top 10? Because remember, we in the top right backs in the league.
Yeah, initially.
And it was on form. We said on form we have to answer it.
That's twice we've done it. First time we did it, we were like, maybe not even top 10, It
was definitely wasn't top 10, at that point.
Now we were like, well,
This is
top 6.
And do you know what? I think it's important to do this because it actually shows us a lot as fans. Not that you shouldn't have opinions about players in the moment, because that's what football's about. It's about who's playing well, but also there is things that can be unlocked from players that you do have to wait for. They do need the right environment. They do need the right coach. They do need things to happen for them to feel comfortable. And that's not me ridding the players of any responsibility of their own form and their own performances, because you can't do that. But it does have to be a balance from us, the fans, because if you think about it, and rightly so, because we were all playing so poorly and, people were getting past Dalot like he wasn't there. Like, make no mistake, Dalot has got better. This isn't us we were always too harsh on him because he was actually doing this all along, but we were still calling him rubbish. He wasn't. People were skilling him out. He was getting megged. He was always out of position, running back towards it. But you look at him now and it's like, this is a player that we would put him kind of like with Telles. We're like, you've got Telles there who can't whip a ball in. You've got Dalot who's supposed to be good on the ball and all that. Where's that? Yeah. He's not even good defensively.
The thing was good crosser, isn't it?
At the end of the last season, if you would have said we're gonna get rid of Dalot and Telles and bring in 2 other fullbacks, you would have said yes. I mean, I can't speak for everyone actually, because some people did say
Dalot was playing towards the end of last season.
Yeah, and some people did say under Ten Hag, I'll probably keep him because he could do. So maybe that's a bit unfair, but his form was so bad with everyone else's. There was definitely points where you're like, this kid was supposed to be good as well, and he's not even good.
I think also for him, a big part of his development was that loan he had at AC Milan.
Yeah, you forget that.
Played in it. Yeah, you do forget about that.
I actually forget he went there. Played against us, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. So you're a
COVID season, yeah.
And but you think how influential I guess that was as well. And I think back to last summer, not the summer just gone, the summer before, and there was conversations about letting him go, wasn't there? Getting Trippier in, letting go Dalot, and there was the decision at the club of actually let's keep Dalot for now. I think it was being linked to Dortmund at the time, and we might look back on that and go, thank God we kept him.
Yeah, exactly. Lamar with the super chat says, Owen and Flex are class. USA to win our group. Now, I don't know if you're saying that because England have been rubbish and you're American and you back America to win the group.
Yeah.
Or whether you're English and can see that we're rubbish and think we won't win the group. Let me know in the chat. Show Ramen says, people say Dalot. Let me get a few of the members' chats out. Remember, if you do join the membership club, in all the chats, you get the priority in terms of it's coloured in. You get your emoji as well. So you get members' priority chat. Lil Yo-Yo says, yes to Tellez and no to Dalot. I think that's in terms of leaving. He would have said.
Yeah.
Show Ramen says, people say Dalot is suspect defensively, which is a little true, but the modern day fullback has to be better attacking than defensively, and he fits that profile. I think that's fair. Steffi Jenks is in the chat. Big up Steffi Jenks, one of the legendary mods. She says, I watched the watch along on West Ham Fan TV. My friend was here, so I tried not to get too much into the match, but once I put it on, Maguire conceded the pen. Yeah, it's a nice
segue that, because we're talking about Maguire next.
Go for it. It's like when are we not talking about
Maguire? I know, but Chris Wheeler from the Daily Mail is reporting that Harry Maguire is not expected to be available against Manchester City, but even if he is declared fit, the best he can hope for is a place on the bench after losing his spot in the Manchester United side under manager Erik ten Hag. So it would appear that injury, because this is how wild social media is. You know that video of him limping? I saw a tweet and it blew up quite a bit, and they were like, he's doing that thing after a game when you haven't
I did laugh at that.
You haven't played well.
Because that's a real thing.
What, when you go, oh, hamstrings a bit tight?
That's a real, I've done that loads.
Have you?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Drop a stinker.
What? Back.
You right, Flex? You right? Yeah, no.
See, the
should
difference
be right next
between
week.
you and I is I would play rubbish, and I'd be like, no, I was just shit.
But it happens. But you know what? Yeah, true. But it happens in the game as well, though.
I'll go around to people and go, wasn't I rubbish?
Yeah, yeah. Before you do the 8 Mile thing, before they can do it to you.
Yeah, you just keep going around and you go,
oh shit,
I was rubbish, would I? Walk in, oh, you'd have seen that performance, dropped it through a minute, didn't I? Well, we're like, see you later, guys.
Yeah, well, I was going to mention it to you actually. But,
yeah, well, since you brought
but
it
it happens during the game. You know, like when something shit happens or the player gives it away or something. It's check your boot.
What they call
turf,
like if you sky it, you go, pitch is a bit.
Get the grass.
Yeah, pitch.
It's windy. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not surprised at that. Regardless of whether he's fit or unfit, available or unavailable, he ain't playing. He ain't gonna play. He ain't gonna play. We know that.
Play anyway.
He ain't gonna
I suppose the only thing you do have to consider is how long is he going to be out for? If they were saying Harry Kane was saying he was practically playing on one leg.
Yeah, he's chatting
towards the end of the game.
Chatting shit.
You reckon?
He
was just backing up H. That's what I call it. Backing up H.
Backing up H. It's two Harry, so
H.
one's got to be H, one's Harry.
Yeah. Do you reckon he calls him H back? H? No, you're H.
Nah, he calls him Harry.
He calls him Mr. Harry Kane.
No, not Mr. Why have you said that? Why have you said that? Why have you just made that? No.
You're right, H. You're right, Mr. Harry Kane.
No, he doesn't call him that. He calls him Harry. He calls him
Mr. Harry Kane.
He might call him H back, actually. Nah, he don't call him
H. You're right, H. That's the kind of banter they're having. You're right, H. You're right, H. What we like.
Oh, I can imagine Maguire doing that. Yeah. Nah, but Harry Kane wouldn't be on that. He'd be like, I know I called you. I ain't really that. I could see Harry Kane being a bit awkward.
It's that awkward as well. All right, H, you're right, H. No, I'm Harry.
Yeah.
No, I'm Harry.
I could see that, yeah.
But
no, look, we don't know.
He might be out
we
of
don't
action.
know.
If it's a hamstring thing, that's what, at least a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And, as I mentioned, October, a lot of games in there.
Well, and
he's going to play. He was going to play. He's going to play Europa League games.
Yeah, Lindelof. Oh, but we want to change 2 centre-backs in Europa League games, innit? But Martinez can go for all of them.
Why would you say that?
Sorry, but he's a
bit.
He's crazy.
Why would you say that?
Because he's little and like tenacious and like.
But this is a game every 3 days,
bro.
That rah will turn into a whimper.
But you know what?
Turn into a meow.
No, but you know that. You know what, Owen? Actually, you're right. It's a game every 3 or 4 days, right? But actually, you can't change. We're not going to make 11 changes every game.
No.
There's going to be a lot of players who play like they've played the last 4 games in a row.
Well,
then they
might sit. There'll be a couple that will do some back to back or whatever.
Exactly.
But not all of them.
No, not literally from game 1 all the way through to the World Cup.
If we get to the end of October and it's like Varane's played every game in October.
I would if he's played
and he's held together with casts and glue and string.
Oh no, don't say that. I'm saying if he was still looking like a Rolls Royce.
All over him.
If Varane plays all the games and still looks like the Rolls Royce, yeah. Doesn't go down to like a Ford Cortina or something like that. Yeah, I will be unbearable. Don't let that happen. You better hope he gets a few rests. But on the fitness of the players, remember, like, you know what it's like to play football, and you lot, if you have played, you'll know. I remember when I was in my prime,
Yeah.
Right, all those years ago.
Still
right? Still am. But I used to love it. I used to love having a game on like a Tuesday, Saturday. That's what our league was, Tuesday, Saturdays. The night games were obviously in the midweek, and then.
Did you enjoy match day?
I did for large periods, but as I started to get older, I was like, I'm away for the whole day. Like, you got to link up early with the team, obviously get your tracksuit on and all that. Yeah. It literally takes up your whole Saturday. It's gone. Yeah. And if you're playing away, it was you get on a coach, and it became like. Yeah, you don't get paid like
I
a lot
used
for
to
this,
be,
so I'm not.
Honestly, I was unbearable on match days because I would always be nervous.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh no, I was never nervous.
I used to hate it.
Was you?
Yeah.
What, having your breakfast all time?
I couldn't have breakfast.
Oh, you're one of those.
I couldn't have it.
Oh, mate.
It'd
nah.
make me feel ill.
I love it.
I'd be like,
sometimes the night before, I couldn't sleep.
No.
I was like, what boots am I going to wear?
I couldn't sleep.
Am I going to wear the R9s? Am I going to wear
I couldn't sleep.
Total 90s? I don't know.
I couldn't sleep the night before because I thought I can't play football tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah,
oh no, I was never like that.
Because I don't know if it's a positional thing as well. Because I thought, well, what if I make a mistake tomorrow?
Yeah, goalkeepers are different
mistake,
I'm like, if I make a couple of mistakes, I get bailed out.
And the worst thing is when you have made one as well, because you're thinking, I'm going to do it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
I used to just.
So really, it's the keeper situation. Really.
I don't know, because I've seen some people be not that from a mistake thing, just be like nervous, you know. But I used to always be like that, unbearable.
Wow, didn't know that.
Yeah,
learn something new every day.
Didn't like it.
I thought, I didn't know you was like the real nervous type.
Yeah.
Let's get a couple of super chats out here. Troy Superstar says, "Good morning, Flex and Owen. We will have City. We will have City. Can't wait. Oh, winning ugly, and we are winning the league. I love supporting United." Lil Yo-Yo as well comes through. Big up, bro. Says, "I don't know what judge is worse, Flex or Owen's dad." It's got to be your dad.
He's got a longer track record.
It's your dad. It's a massive, way bigger sample size.
I went back.
Oh no.
No, I went. I've told you about the Falcao thing, haven't I?
What was that on?
So basically, he went through a phase of getting like signed shirts of legends. Right. So he's got like a Scholes one. Right. But he got the Scholes one when he retired the first time, and it says on there, Paul Scholes, X amount of appearances.
Oh, right.
But then he came out of retirement, so it's wrong. So it's wrong.
Send it back. Could you update this?
Well, no, because he's like, makes it rarer.
He's got a point.
Yeah.
He's got the pre-retired.
But it's not the worst one.
Oh,
so
no.
I don't know why he decided to do this. And even he, speaking to him, he doesn't know why he decided to do this.
Oh, God.
Radamel Falcao signed for Manchester United. Yeah. For whatever reason, he got a signed shirt framed.
Of Falcao?
Of Falcao. It's still in the house. It's up there.
Where did he look? Did like on these sites where you bid for it? And
I don't know.
Your dad's got some connects.
He was just, I guess, so confident. But it's so.
We said we're going to win the league that year.
It's so out of place because honestly, if you go into that, it's like a shrine to Manchester United, right? So you go in there, and we've got quite a few of them. So there's like Scholes, there's an Eric Cantona one, but it's the shirt in the '96 FA Cup final. You know, the one of Old Trafford. Yeah. Here. It's a really nice shirt. Yeah. Blah blah blah. So
that kit there, isn't it? That one.
Yeah, exactly. There's a Roy Keane one. There's a Peter Schmeichel one, and then in all of those legends, there's Radamel Falcao. To the point of like. When we've been doing stuff with the studio and we're like, oh, we got to get whatever. My dad's like, do you want a Falcao shirt? I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's not even.
I'm like nobody wants that.
That's not even like, I wouldn't even say to you, oh, bring it down, we'll hang it up.
Yeah,
like, it's not really.
No, you keep it covered up.
Yeah. Maybe.
It was up the season, because the season later he was at Chelsea. It was still on the wall. And I'm like, Dad, why do you take it down? He's like, well, it's up now.
Oh, yeah, he went Chelsea, didn't he? I forgot about that.
It's up.
Wow.
But the only thing I will say with that is rare. A signed Radamel Falcao
but it's rare
shirt.
For all the wrong reasons. It's not rare because it's sought
How many
after.
of
it's
them
rare
exist?
Because nobody wants it.
How many of them exist?
Yeah, not a lot because everybody knows don't get that.
Wow, good player.
Yeah, it is pomp. Oh, mate. Smash the like on the video, you guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Remember, you can vote for us in the Football Content Awards. Link is pinned in the chat, and the link is in the video description below if you'd like to join the members club as well. People have been enjoying UV Raw. Get your membership badges, get priority content, priority chat as well, and early content, and members only content too. Smash the like on the video as well. We're not even at 300. We're at over 1,100 people watching now. So if we can smash the like on the video, that will be all good. What have we got next?
Bruno Fernandes has done a couple of interviews the last few days. He did one in Portugal and another one with Manchester United's media. What do you want to go with first? Do you want to go with him talking about Cristiano Ronaldo and why it's not going well for the Portuguese national side? Want to go with that?
No, I want something Man United.
Okay. Okay.
Not that I'm being rude to Portugal and then all the Portuguese
Well, you'll like
fans
this one then because he spoke about playing with Christian Eriksen.
I want to hear this.
Yeah. So he said...
That's what I want to hear.
It's really good to play with Christian.
Cody Gakpo's trending. Sorry.
Well, I've been saying this.
Yeah.
I've been saying this. It's really good to play with Christian. He's a player that can find the passes, find the pockets, and obviously make my game easier.
Oh.
Because he finds me when I move between the lines. It's something that's not easy to do.
Oh. Okay.
Is that not what we have been talking about here? And it continues, I'm really happy to have him, Eriksen, on the team because, as I've said before, he's a quality player. He's a player who showed in the past that he has really good qualities in the Premier League, in the Italian League, even for his national team. But that first bit there, where he says, I like playing with...
What did he say?
I'll say it again.
Yeah, I forgot.
It's really good to play with Christian. He's a player that can find the passes, find the pockets, and obviously make my game easier because he finds me when I move between the lines. It's something that's not easy to do.
Oh, okay. Well, what I will say is at least it shows that we're not just like content creators / YouTubers or whatever who don't understand the game. Like we just, because when we've broken down why Eriksen is good, and I'm only speaking about us because we're in the room. You guys are part of this as well. Everyone who's given Eriksen praise of why he's actually, when you depict why he's making us good, it's great to hear a player who's on the receiving end and seeing his game go well now actually relate back to it. Because that's what we've been saying. He passes, literally that.
He makes it easier.
He makes it easier because you say to Bruno, right,
don't
worry about coming down here and trying to dictate play and set the tone and dictate the tempo. And don't worry about trying to pass between the lines. You pick up the pockets of space. You pick up the half spaces, the negative spaces, as he calls it in his other interview. You get on the half turn where we can get you turning and facing goal within the final third, and you can come alive.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what Christian Eriksen has done. And that's what he's been doing almost his whole career. Sometimes he's been a 10. He's been the Bruno sometimes in his career as well. He can do that. Because he's just a very, very clever player.
And it's just, for Bruno, it's keeping him where he's most effective. Instead of him coming really far deep and trying these switches or long ball passes that aren't on or no-look passes, we're happy for him to do that right at the top of the pitch where you need that little bit of magical gold dust. You don't want it on the halfway line. You certainly don't want it just in front of your box, and he's done that before, and it leads to chaos. You want Bruno up the other end of the pitch, trying those difficult or different things to lead to chances or goals, and Eriksen can supply him. And it's not just for Bruno, it's for other people like McTominay. He makes it simpler for them because he does the things that they can't do or they shouldn't be doing.
He makes it simpler as well. And I know we heap praise onto Martinez, onto Varane, onto Malacia, because those guys have all come back in and just, and Dalot's now amazing in there. Like, they've the back four have done their own thing, but make no mistake, when you've got someone ahead of you in Christian Eriksen who can come and collect the ball when Martinez wants to pass, but he wants to be the Eriksen from the back.
Yeah.
Then you've got the Eriksen, who's the Eriksen in the middle, and then we go and play. Because how many times does Martinez, when he's sort of diffusing a situation where he's making an interception or he tracks the ball down or he mops up, he doesn't like just clipping it down the line or clipping it somewhere. He wants to pass into midfield.
Yeah.
And I've seen him do it many times when there's like maybe a midfielder that's creeping on the opposition and a striker maybe, or a winger and a striker that are trying to close the gap. And he'll pass it between the two of them. And those two are out the game now. Yeah. And then we go again in midfield. He wants to pass. So it all works in tangent, doesn't it? From back to front. It all connects. And
it's going to be...
Eriksen is doing that with the attack. And he's knitting it with the defence.
It's going to be really interesting to see how City deal with him, isn't it?
Because he'll be really important.
Do they, not that they put someone on him, but do they? But do you know what I mean? How do they deal with it? Do they recognise him as, okay, you got to stop Eriksen, and then you kind of got to stop Man United, really?
Yeah, I think it's because that's like saying, how do they stop Man United? Saying, don't let them get the counters. Yeah. Make sure the spaces are all the stuff that Pep Guardiola's the most meticulous manager going. Like, yeah, even all them times he's lost to us on the counter in that way, he would have been fuming and he would have planned for that. He would have. I knew that was going to do that. Yeah. But it's one thing having the plan. Obviously, it's the execution. That's the difference. But they won't man mark Christian Eriksen, but the game plan will be what it always is against Man United. You can't allow people like Rashford to just be running at you with acres of space and we're backpedaling with huge spaces. And you can't allow someone like Christian Eriksen to have 4 or 5 seconds just dwindling on the ball to pick where he wants to put it. You've got to have some sort of pressure in there, like a trigger. Like when you lose the ball in midfield, we've got to get it back quick. But that's Man City.
That's what they do anyway.
It's what they do anyway. So you know, they don't change a lot for anyone, do they? It's the other way around. You've got to try and change to find a way to beat them.
Exactly.
Which is why they're so good. So, but on Eriksen, I think he's just going to be so important in this game, and I'm fascinated to see how he does in this, because you're up against Rodri, De Bruyne, Gundogan, and De Bruyne, let's say, or Rodri, De Bruyne, and Silva, maybe, depending on how they go. Top class midfielders, you know how they can manipulate the ball. Now we have Eriksen, do we, try to play a bit more in midfield, or do you just go, no, get it to Eriksen as quickly as you can, because he's the one who can actually make those transitional passes quick between the lines, like against Arsenal.
Yeah, I was going to say
that pass that he does in between the line to Bruno, where he gets on a half turn, drags Gabriel out of the way, then he passes it to Sancho. Sancho goes to Rashford to Anthony goal.
Yeah,
that came from it finds Eriksen.
I think it would be either McTominay or Casemiro, whoever plays. I think it would be the moment you win that ball back, give it to Eriksen immediately. You've got like 2 seconds. Give it to him, because they're going to attempt to press you so quickly and so hard. So literally win it back. Eriksen's going to be next to you because he'll be close to you. Yeah. Give it to him. Eriksen, find a pass. Yeah. Find it quick. And if it doesn't pay off, whatever. But that's what we've got to do. I think the game plan literally could be as simple as that. I think.
Exactly. Wicked show. Flown by.
Yes.
Lots of fun.
Back in the studio.
We've got a lot of content coming up for the Manchester derby that I think you guys are really, really going to enjoy. We've got previews coming up. We've got combined 11s coming up. We've got an overview show. Overview. Yeah, I forgot about it because I haven't done it for so long because we've been off.
I know.
And then the games were postponed and that. So, we've got an overview show that I think you guys are really going to enjoy as well. So make sure you keep tuning in over the next few days in the lead up to the derby. Obviously, we're going to have the live match view. There's going to be a couple of us, obviously, at the game. It's all coming. It's all coming. International football's gone. Obviously, tomorrow we're going to get the press conference reaction. Yeah. The press to see what's going on there. So there's a lot now. We're back. And now is that long slog up until the World Cup, and hopefully we're on the right end of everything. So yes, remember, smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Members, you can join if you'd like to join the membership. Link is in the video description below, and remember, you can vote for us at the Football Content Awards either on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or on their website. The link is there in the chat and it's in the video description below. We're out of here. Peace.